Can anyone tell me what we have done in our last lab class?
And two program, a hello world
Ma'am,
program.
code program.
In code block, we have done two programs, right?
Yes, ma'am. Hello world and
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as far as I remember, there was some report. So all of you have done your report.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you submit?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Did all of you submit the report?
Yes,
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Moshur Rahman, whom you chose as CR.
Yes.
Some of them did not submit. Those who submitted, I zipped their report file and sent it to you.
Okay. And those who have not submitted, can you please tell me what is the reason? Because see, if you don't submit the lab report, then you are actually missing 25% mark out of 100%. So I
Ma'am,
hope all of you have seen the course outline and the marks distribution. All this report will carry some marks. If you miss the report part, you are actually missing 25% mark. Now it's your wish whether you will submit or not. And report will not be accepted after deadline. Today was the deadline, so Moshe already submitted, so no more action and no more report will be accepted. So this was the first mistake that you people have done. I mean, those who have not submitted. What happened? Why everyone is joining late? Okay, now I think we should start our lecture. Okay, I'm opening the slide. First, we will see some of the basic things about the code part. Then we'll go for the software. I mean, we'll run some program. Okay. Okay, can all of you see the slide that I have opened?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is our lab class 2. And in our theory class, we have seen the chapter 2. That is the same thing we are actually going to practice today. That is, we have seen some keywords. We have seen how to declare a variable, how to mention the data type, how to define a variable. So those things we are actually going to implement today. But before that, let's see here. Here we have talked, you may remember that in our theory class we have talked about C keywords, right? So we know there is 32 keywords in C programming, and those keyword is actually these keywords like auto, break, case, char means character, const means constant, continue, default. So each of these keyword have some special reason to use. Okay, that we already know. So this keyword you must remember all the name with their activities and with their purpose. So let's see our first program. Our first program is print to integer. Okay, can all of you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the first program that we are going to practice today, that is print to integer. So how we can print to integer? So structure it is same as we have done in our last class. That is first line will be hash include stdio.h. Okay, remember what is the full form of stdio?
Standard
ma'am.
input output.
Okay, standard input output, right? Then here it is given integer main, so you know that we can use integer main. If we use integer main and we are actually returning nothing, then we have to put at the end return 0. But if we just put here void, then we don't need to use this line. So it's your wish how you will write down the structure. Then the main function will start with the second curly brace and end with the second curly brace. Now come for the body part. So in the body part, what we have to do, we have to print two integer number. So if we want to print two integer number, what we have to do? First, we have to declare two integer variable, right? To hold two integer number, right, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, please respond. Otherwise, how I will understand whether you are listening or getting or not? Everyone, please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Okay, ma'am.
as we are talking about two integer number, print two integer number. So we know that one variable can hold only one data at a time. As we want to hold two data, that means we need two variable. That's why we are taking two variables, suppose A, B. You can mention any other name, okay? And what type of number we want to print? What type of number we want to print?
Integer number, ma'am.
Integer number. That's why we have to mention the data type as integer. So we are declaring integer space a comma b. Now if we want to print two integer value a b, right, we need to give some value inside those variable. So here we are defining the value. So a value, suppose we are taking as 20 and b value we are taking as 10, right? So this part we have already discussed in our previous class. That is, the first line is called the declaration line, and second and third line, this two line is called definition line. What we can do, we can write down in this way, I mean separate line, declaration and definition. Also in the same line we can declare and define. Remember everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now come for the printf line. So the last program that we have practiced, hello world, that time hello world is just a sentence, just a statement. That's why what we have taken, we have just taken this double quotation, and inside the double quotation we have written hello world. So we know that if we want to print any statement, then we have to take that statement inside the double quotation. Now what is the structure to print variable? So variable, what we said, variable is just a name, but variable is actually indicating what? It is indicating a data that is available in the memory location. I'm repeating again. Memory variable is just a name which is actually holding any data inside the memory location. Right, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So if I want to, so up to this we know. Now in the printf line, when I want to print, that time if I want to print, I need to get back, or I need to I need to fetch those data
Yes,
from the
ma'am.
memory location, right? So if I want to fetch, or if I want to load those two data, that means I have to call them. How I can call them? Just like the name I mentioned. If I ask anyone to you, then I have to mention your name. Same way, when I will call these two names, that time I'm actually calling these two data from the memory location. That's why I have mentioned here AB after the double quotation AB, and these two is separated, so I have given comma. But what is happening inside this double quotation? You can see A is equal to %D, comma B is equal to %D. So %D is what? %D is actually indicating the location of the memory. So it is indicating that A is just a statement, equal symbol is also the statement. But %D, it is a code. It is a code. Okay, it is a symbol. What is this symbol? This symbol is indicating that %D is actually A, and this %D means B. That means as many integer you have, that many %D you have to put inside the double quotation. which is actually indicating the location of your variable. This %d is indicating the location of this a variable, and second %d is indicating the location of your b variable. So how the output will look like this? The output will look like a is equal to, what is the value of %d? A, right? So A is equal
20.
to 20, comma, B is equal to, what is this %d? This B,
10.
right? So
20.
this will be 10. That means your yes, your output will look like A is equal to 20, comma, B is equal to 10. So see
10.
here what is happening. If you want to mention the variable name, you have to mention the variable name outside of the double quotation. These two actually the variable, but inside this double quotation, this A and this B, these two actually the numbers. I mean the statement, not the variables. Okay. Inside the double quotation, whatever we write down, it will become the statement, except the coding word. I mean except the symbol that we use. And if we want to mention variable, variable name must be outside of the double quotation. And as you know that printf line, declaration line, definition line, all these line we consider as a statement. That's why at the end we are putting here a semicolon. And return, I said already, as we have mentioned main function as the integer type. So at the end of the body we have to mention here return 0 semicolon. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this program when we will run, that time it will be
Almost.
more clear. Okay, so there is some other program. So what should we do? Let's run this one at first, right? So I'm just opening my code block, and all of you please open your code block. All of you open your code block in your PC. All of you opened your code block?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
My code block is not responding. Wait for a minute. Okay, can all of you see the screen?
Ma'am, yes, it's loading now. We can see the screen, ma'am.
Okay. So all of you please try the program with me. So this is our problem number 1. Let us start in the comment. Let us write down the question. That is print two integer number. All of you already know that the symbol to make some comment that is in the beginning you have to put a slash and asterisk symbol, then after writing the comment you have to put another asterisk symbol and the slash, right?
Ma'am, I have a question. Can we write the comment
Yes,
with double slash?
double
Will that
slash.
work?
The symbol is this one. No, I
Oh,
think it will not allow. You can try, but it will not allow because the symbol is only one slash.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, so the first line, that is hash include stdio dot h. Okay, so after that, what will we do? We'll take the main function. So we are taking our main function, and then we are starting the body of the main function and ending the body of the main function. Now if we just save our file,
Ma'am, I have a question.
yes,
I took some help from one of my seniors, and he said that after in hash include stdio.h, there's another line that goes hash include stdlib.h. Is that necessary?
no, that is not mandatory, but you can give lib.h. This is actually another library function. As I said, whatever function or file you need, that one you can include. But if you don't need, then why you will increase the line?
Okay, ma'am. Thank
That
you.
line is not mandatory, but you can use, no problem. Okay, I'm saving my file, and the file type you must remember that it should be C or C++ file type. Okay, type you must mention. So after saving my file, now it will come as a color code. Now we'll go for the body part. So in the body, what we have to do, we want to print two integer. So at first I will declare two integer number. First one I'm mentioning as num1, comma. Second variable I'm mentioning as num2, semicolon. Okay, just a minute everyone. Give me 2 minutes. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry for the interruption actually. Okay, so what we have done, we have declared two variables, right? Here, the first one I have taken as number one, second one I have taken as number two. So you can just use any name as you like. Then what we can do in the same line, we can define the value or in the next line. So I'm giving in the same line, like this one is 50 and num2. This one I'm taking as suppose 60. Okay, so I have declared and defined my variable in the same line. Now what I will do, I will go for the printf line. Okay, so printf formula we know %d, I mean double quotation, comma, the variable names. So one of my variable name is num1, comma, another variable name is num2, and at the end of the printf line I have to give semicolon. Here in the double quotation I have to put 2%d. One is for num1, another one is for num2. So I'm giving %d, comma, no need to give comma, just a small space and %d. So my code is finished actually. Now if I run, it should show me the value. Understand everyone?
Ma'am, num1 and num2,
Right.
shouldn't they be included in the double quotation?
No, variable name must be outside of the double quotation. And in the double quotation, we just mention the statement and any special character.
So you wrote hash d and space hash d on double quotation. Sorry,
No, it's not
percentage
hash
d.
d, %d.
Percentage
Yes,
d.
yes. %d will be inside the double quotation, and variable name is outside of the double quotation. And after this double quotation, you can see you have to put a comma, then the variable name. As we have multiple variable, that's why in the middle of the variable, again I am putting comma. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now let's compile. Take me a bit time.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, at first you write down the problem, then you set the file and how this structure come, and can you repeat it again?
Which structure? I mean, which line? If you indicate, then I can.
Include attitude or dot h void main, this one, ma'am.
Okay, so in the first line, what we're doing, we are actually including the standard input output file. This is mandatory to run any program. That's why always in your program you will see the first line is actually this line, and about the main function. So program always start from the main function. If you have multiple functions, still it will not go for those functions. It will always start from my main function, and in your program there must be a main function. That's why we are taking the main function, and the structure is that first you have to mention the data type, then the word main, and then parenthesis. So we are putting here the data type as void which means empty. So we are writing here void space main parenthesis. Then this function is starting with the second curly brace and ending with the second curly brace. So the code that we write down inside this 2-second curly brace, this is actually called the body part of the main function. And whatever manipulation, whatever operation, declaration, definition you will do, all you have to do inside this 2-second curly brace. Okay. So we want to print two integer number. That's why I am taking two integer number. As it is integer, so at first I am putting the data type int. Then two variable I have taken num1 and num2. And at the same line I have given them some value. Like num1 it is 50, num2 it is 60. Then we are going to print these two values. So the structure to print any variable is that you have to mention the variable name with the location. So to indicate the location, we are putting here %d, and these two are the names. So name will be outside of the double quotation, and location, I mean %d, will be inside the double quotation. So as we have two variable, that's why I'm putting 2%d. If there is three variable, then inside the double quotation you have to put 3%d. Okay, so that is the code. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can see there is
Yes,
zero
ma'am.
error and zero warning, so we can actually run this program. So let's run the program and check the output. Yes, so it is giving me the value 50, 60. That means my program is okay, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let me show you another thing, like the thing that I have shown you in the slide. In the slide, what you have seen, A is equal to %d, B is equal to %d, AB, right? So here, if I write down here, like first number is equal to %d, then comma, second number is equal to %d. Then can anyone tell me what will be the output? Can anyone tell me what will be the output?
Ma'am, it's error.
It's
Error,
error.
ma'am.
Why it will be error?
Ma'am, we are declare integer number 1, but here first number. No, ma'am, no,
You
Maybe
ma'am.
are wrong.
it
It's
may be
not
first
error.
number will be 50 and second number will be 60.
Exactly, because we know that in the double quotation
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can just allow to add any statement. Any statement, I mean any statement, any line that we want to print, we want to show in the output. So variable we have already mentioned %d. These 2% is actually indicating these two variable. Now whatever I want I can write down here as a statement. Understand? So see here, if I just
Yes.
run, see how it is showing. First number is equal to 50. Second number is equal to 60. Understand everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the difference I wanted to show you. Now
Can
tell
you
me.
can you repeat again the printf?
Yes. So in the printf line, if you want to print any variable, then you have to put the location and the variable name. So how we can indicate the location of a variable? By putting %d. By putting %d, we can actually indicating a variable. Now how many %d you will put? As many variable you have, that many %d you have to put here. So here in this printf line, how many variable we want to print?
2, ma'am.
2.
2
That's
variables.
why inside the double quotation you can see we have given 2%. If we want to print or if we want to take 3 variable inside the printf line, then how many %d we have to give here?
3% 3%.
3%. Yes. So as many variable, that many %d we have to put. Now we can see I have added some other thing, I mean some statement. So we know that inside the double quotation, whatever we want, we can actually take to print, except the coding part, I mean except the special Character means what? The coding part. So coding part, if we add, then it will act as a coding. Like in this place, person D is actually replaced by the variable number 1 and putting value 50. But first number, this is not changing because this is not any code. It's just a statement, just to increase the readability, or to make my user more understandable. I'm just adding some text, some statement with this value, so that by looking to this line, my user can easily understand that 50 is my first number, 60 is my second number. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Everyone, please respond. Is there any confusion? Do you have any confusion, or we can go for the next?
We can go for the next.
Ma'am, we can go for the next one.
Okay. Okay, then let's go for our next program. So this one we have done. Now the next one is okay. So previous program we have just seen the how to print two number. Here we will do one operation. That is, we'll add two number and show the output. Okay. So that is the program. All things same. Only one line we have added here. That is the operation line. Okay. So let's try this one in the code. So I'm just editing in the same file, but it would be better if you just open a new file or just look what I'm doing, then you do. Okay, so what we have taken here, we have taken two number, then we have printed here. Now I will do the addition. So to do the addition, I mean after doing this addition, the result that I will get, how I will print that result. To print that result, I need to declare another variable, right everyone? Like if I add 50 plus 60,
Yes, ma'am.
what I am getting? If I add 50 plus
We're
60,
getting 110.
110.
ma'am.
So 110, how I will print? Who will hold this 110 value? To hold this, we need another variable, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that
Yes, ma'am.
variable will be which type? What will be the type of that variable? I mean data type?
Integer, ma'am.
Integer, because we can see that the two number that we are adding, both is actually integer number. As both is integer number, so their addition result will be also integer number. That's why we have to declare another variable which will be integer type. So suppose I'm taking another variable as result variable. Okay, so result variable, what will be the formula? Result variable is equal to num1 plus symbol, then num2, and at the end semicolon. Understand this line? Is there any confusion about this line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have done the operation. Integer result is equal to num1 plus num2. What do we have to do? We have to take another printf line to print the result. So to print the result, what is the variable? Result. So I'm putting the variable name. So how many %b I have to put here inside the double quotation?
3 quotation, I think, ma'am.
How many variable I want to print in this line, in printf line?
Ma'am, on question.
Result, ma'am.
Result. So how many variable?
One variable, ma'am.
One variable. If it is one variable, then how many percent I should give?
1.
1. So I've given 1%. Okay, done. Now if I just save my file and if I just compile, and then if I just run, then let's see what happens. So my first printf line was first number 50, second number 60. Then you can see 110. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
So can anyone tell me why
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
actually together? It looks like a single number, 60110. Can anyone explain this thing, that why it is happening?
Maybe you didn't put
This
a
is the binary.
\n.
Exactly. I have not given the new line code. That's why it is not going for any new line. It is going for the same line. So what changes I can make? Uh, the previous printf line, I have to put here a /n. If I just put here a /n, make sure that I already said that whatever coding character you want to add, it should be inside the double quotation. That's why after this line, first number is equal to %d, comma, second number is equal to %d, then I am putting a /n. Okay, /n I am putting, and this line, in the second line I am putting here a /t. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of /t?
It gives extra space, ma'am.
Tab. It's a tab, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm saving my file again and compiling it. Okay, now if I just try to run, then it should show me the second line. Yes, see, first number 50, second number 60, and you can see it is not starting from the position of the first character. It is starting after taking a lots of space. This space is actually why we are getting, as I have given, /t. Understand, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now if I just want
Yes,
to make
ma'am.
my program more understandable, then I can just put some sentence here, like instead of /t, I'm putting here addition of two number. If I just put here addition of two number, this sentence, this statement, if I just add and I just save my file and I just compile, then run. Then let's see what is happening. Okay, now it is showing me first number 50, comma, second number 60, addition of two number 110. So you see, previously at first the program that we have done, and now the output it is showing, which one is more understandable?
Now, much understandable, ma'am.
Exactly. Why? Because we are just defining everything, that which one is first number, which one is second number, which one is the result, these things, right? That's why it is actually we actually add several statements or some other things except the code inside this double quotation. So it actually depends on the programmer that how you would like to design your program. Okay, so there is no fixed structure. Structure is only the outside thing. Hash include, void main, second calibres, start end. This is the structure. But inside this part, what you will add, it actually totally depends on the programmer. Understand, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope now you can easily do program this type of program you can easily solve, right?
We think so, ma'am.
Okay. So can you go for some practice? I mean, these two I have shown. So let's give you something to do.
Sure, ma'am.
Ma'am, just give
Okay.
us a minute. We need to copy what you've written.
I hope you will not copy. You remember that how I have done, and then you will just follow the structure. Should I share the slide again?
No, ma'am. You can give us something to practice.
Okay. Then I'm writing the question in the chat box. Okay, another thing, percent %d. Why we have used percent %d to show the location, as it is actually integer number. But if it is float number, then it will become percent %f. Percent %f if it is float number, and if it is character type, then it will become percent %c. Okay, percent %d is for integer, percent %f is for float, percent %c is for character. Understand, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your first question. Add four integer number and print the result. Then another one I'm giving. And second question is subtract two floating number and print the result. Is it clear to you the question? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So all of you please try to solve these two
Yes,
programs. So
ma'am.
for these two program I'm giving you 20 minutes time. So now it is 9:40. So exactly at 10. Exactly at 10 a.m. I will ask you that how many of you have done. Then by screen sharing, you can show
Uh,
the code after running. Yes, Didar?
yes, ma'am. Can you tell me about floating number? Float number.
Plotting number, yes, means fractional value like 5.2, 2.0, 2.3. This type of number we call
Mm.
as a
Yeah.
floating number. And if
Yes.
you declare anything as floating number, then instead of percent %d in the printf line, you have to mention percent %f. That is the difference. But
F.
all other thing is the same. Is
Okay.
it clear now?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's
Okay.
clear. Thank
Now
you, ma'am.
try. Now all of you please try. Done, anyone? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Done?
Ma'am, need 2 more minutes.
Okay, continue. You've done, then just mark in the chat box.
First one is done.
Solve both and then show. Okay, Kazi Abdullah Al Mamun, you can share your screen and
Yes,
show by running the program.
ma'am. I I wrote down in my khata.
No, in lab class, no khata, no script, only software.
Ma'am,
Understand?
yes, ma'am. But
Because if we
I
don't
have no
run, then
computer
we will
at
not
this
get
moment.
the correct answer, the output. All of you, please run the code in the code block or any other software. Or if you cannot install, then you can directly compile and run from Google as well. If you just search C compiler, then you will get platform to run. But don't write down code in a script.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, I have done.
I have no computer at this moment. That's why.
Yes, Ashik, share your screen and show.
Okay, ma'am. ম্যাম হাউ টু ম্যাম ব্যাক ক্যামেরা কিভাবে দেবো?
No, not the back camera. You see in the meet, in the downside, I mean, bottom of the your panel, I mean, bottom of your interface, you see some option is given. So there is one arrow symbol that is actually indicating share option. You just click
ম্যাম
all the
আই
option, you
অ্যাকচুয়ালি
will
ইউজিং
see one option is share.
ম্যাম অ্যাকচুয়ালি আই এম ইউজিং মাই ফোন টু in class, but I've done this code in my laptop. So
Oh, then you have to connect with the laptop, or you can just how you will show them. Then you just add, I mean, join the class from your laptop and then share. Okay.
In front of the meeting, there is another icon, so you can use that.
No, don't show like that. It's not visible properly, Ashik. It's not
okay, ma'am.
visible properly.
Okay, ma'am.
So you please join from laptop and then share. Rida, I solve both problem and then show. Okay.
Ma'am, can I share now?
Okay, Bilash, you have done. So you can just share your screen and show.
Okay, ma'am. Just give me 1 minute, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, you see the screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Now open
Ma'am.
the software.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is which one? This is the previous one. Yes. Open the one that you have done.
Ma'am, that is my first one.
Okay. Okay, compile and run.
Ma'am, this result is given, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the 4 integer, and which one is the result? Okay, close the exe, and let me show the code. Let me see the code. Yes, close this. Yes. So here you have taken phone number, but the question is actually addition of phone number. So where is the operation line? Vilash?
1 minute, ma'am.
Understand what I say?
No, ma'am.
Okay, open the code again. Open the code again. Yes, here what you have done, you have declared only 4 variable, right? But what was the question actually? Question was that add 4 integer number, isn't it? Vilash?
Yes, ma'am. Now I understand, ma'am.
Okay, so what you have done, you have actually declared, but you have not done the operation. So you have to add the operation line.
Okay, ma'am.
And what about the next one? I mean, second program?
Yes, ma'am. Now showing me.
Second program is about the floating number. Vilash, your camera is off. Please switch on your camera.
Ma'am, that is my second number, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the subtraction of 2 floating numbers. So see what mistake you have done. This is actually the program for floating number, but you have declared your variable a, b, c as integer type. So is it correct? Is it correct or wrong? What is the data type for floating number? Others, please response. What is the symbol for floating number?
It should be fractional number.
Yes, it should be fractional number, but what should be the keyword? I mean, the data type that we have to mention instead of int.
It should be float.
Yes, it should be float. Vilash, open the code.
Okay, ma'am.
Open the code. Yes, edit it. Before ABC, in your line number 5, yes, take your cursor on line number 5. Yes, cut the word integer. Cut the word integer. Yes, and put here float. Yes, yes, click on it. Okay. Then see in the printf line number 9. Yes, here what is the mistake? It should be printf. Yes, put here f. Yes, and in the quotation you have given %d, a minus b %d. So there what we should write down for float? %f, right? Yes. The word is not correct. Printf. It should be printf. F is not given. Yes. After T, there is a F, small letter F. Yes. Now compile and run. Okay. So is it giving you the correct value?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is the mistake. And the first one, what about the first one? Open the first program. Yes, open the first. Yes. Here, here, what line you have to add? Add it after printf. Which line you have to add? Add the operation line. Understand, Vilash, what you have to change in the code?
Just, ma'am, yes, just we, um, ma'am,
Yes, which you just have to add the addition line. So you have to take the result variable and then you will just add num1, num2, num3 and num4. Okay.
okay, ma'am. I just,
So yes,
I just do it
add.
and just show it, ma'am. I just do it and show it, ma'am. Just give me
Okay. Do it
2 minutes,
and
ma'am.
show.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. What about others? Any other done?
This is Ashik, ma'am. I have joined with my computer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ashik, share your screen and show.
Okay, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, it is loading.
Is it still loading, ma'am?
No, now it is okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
this is which one? The addition of integer, right? Phone number
Yes, ma'am.
ABCD 12,
Yes, ma'am.
13, 45, 2, right?
And
Sorry,
yes,
12,
ma'am.
32. Okay, yes. Compile and run.
Okay, ma'am. Here is the result. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Run.
Yeah, I've run, ma'am.
Where is the exe? I mean, where is the?
Ma'am, the answer is showing. Is the answer is showing, ma'am?
No. Where is the exe?
Exe.
I mean, the black box where the output shown.
It's showing in my computer, ma'am. Maybe with, due to network problem.
Maybe it is minimized.
No, ma'am.
Is it?
In my.
But but we cannot see. Others, can you see? No,
No,
I think.
I have to.
So I think you can share again. I mean, you have to
Okay.
share again actually.
Now, ma'am? Is it
Yes, now it is showing. Okay, so what
okay?
is written? The sum of 4 integer number. What is it?
R whole.
80.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Okay. And the second program?
Here it is, ma'am.
Second program is for floating number. So it is percent.
3F.
Okay. Can you please explain why you have written 0.3?
Ma'am, because if I need how many number after dot I need, it declares with the number. If I need
Exactly.
two,
Yes.
then I have to
As
write
we
two.
know that after fraction we can get unlimited position of numbers. So we sometimes actually define the number that how many position after the fraction, I mean after the point, how many value will be shown as my output. Understand everyone? So this is actually not the mandatory part. If you want, you can just define or not. It's your wish, but it is okay. But you should know at least that what is the meaning of that. Understand? Others, please respond. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
thank you,
ma'am.
Ashi.
Okay, ma'am. Should company children run or just leave?
Yes, run it. Run it and then you can just stop sharing.
This is the result, ma'am.
Result. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Did your VC sir left the meeting?
Sorry, ma'am, don't understand.
VC sir, before some time VC sir was joined our class, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he leave the meeting? Yes, I think.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So listen, one thing. See that normally in class, it's okay if you just switch off your camera, no problem. But if you see that your visitor is coming, that would be better if you please switch on your camera. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you just notice, then you please switch on your camera at that time. Okay.
Ma'am, which software should I use for this?
Foodblock, Turbo C.
Okay, ma'am.
We can use CodeBlock, we can use Turbo C, or if you just make Google search that C compiler, then you will see the online compiler as well. So there directly you can just write your code and run and compile. That time you don't need to install anything as well. I mean, if you don't want to install. So anyway, you can do. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, please see my code, ma'am. That's so not so, ma'am. Run, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, here I go for a build, but it's not showing, ma'am. Compare current file and run, ma'am.
Ma'am, maybe he doesn't close the window. What is shows the result?
What it is showing? Oh yes, it is minimized. I think the exe. See in your bottom menu bar, one exe may be minimized. Close that one. The last menu, bottom of your
Just
PC. Desktop, bottom of your PC.
Close one file from the taskbar.
Down, bottom, Bilash. Not the top menus. Bottom part in your desktop menu bar. Take your cursor down. Down. Yes, yes, the last menu, the last one. Last one. Yes, after code block. Yes, this one. Here it is. Open again. Click, go and click. No. Okay, now it is coming, right? Yes. Now you can just compile and run.
yes, ma'am. Now it's showing, ma'am. Ma'am, is this right, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, it is okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So I hope all of you have done, right? And understand what we have discussed today. Is there any confusion or anything you want to ask?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then let's take your attendance and RAB report. So can now anyone tell me that how many of you have Okay, so about the lab report. So just like the last lab class, you have to do lab report for this class, whatever you have learned. I mean, structure we have seen about the data type, I mean, integer, float, how we can declare the variable, and in the printf line, why we have to use %d, %f, these things at first you will discuss, and then you will add the programs that we have practiced. So total, how many programs we have practiced today?
2 program.
4 programs. 2 programs I have shown and 2 programs you have done.
Yes, ma'am.
So all these 4 programs you will add in your report, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So
Okay,
at
ma'am.
first the theoretical discussion, and then these 4 example with the screenshot of your output, screenshot of your exe. And then all of you will forward this to your CR. Who is the CR? Moshiur.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So all of you will send your file to Moshiur, and Moshiur you forward me before lab class, next lab class. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any question from anyone? Or I can just take your attendance.
No, ma'am.